Annexation is the Israeli formalization of its illegal settlements in the occupied Palestinian territories. The idea is after some 40 or 50 years of illegal Jewish settlements in occupied Palestinian territories, that now Israel will basically take control of those territories, making them its own, in a way that it imposes its own legal and political system on those territories, which is, in two words, land theft. You could say this is the natural culmination of the last 50 years of occupation and illegal settlement. And in fact, it is also the culmination of 25 years of a peace process that worked as a cover for increased Israeli settlement in the Palestinian territories. So much so that today there's over 500,000 Jewish settlers in dozens of big and small settlements throughout the West Bank, certainly surrounding Jerusalem in the middle of the territory, and as well as in the south around Hebron, and in the north around Nablus. So there's been a rationale, if you will, a plan for Israeli control of the West Bank through civilian occupation as well as military occupation. And now that we've come to this time whereby all of these settlements have been networked, have been enforced, have been developed, Israel wants to take them over in order to do three things. One, ensure there'll be no Palestinian contiguity, no Palestinian independence, and no right of return for the Palestinian refugees. Donald Trump was basically manipulated, convinced that this sort of policy might help him in the election, because on the one hand, it will get him more radical Zionist support in the United States, and certainly will get him more support among conservative evangelicals who advocate Israel's control over all of Palestine in preparation for the so-called Second Coming. And hence already we hear voices among the conservative evangelicals calling Trump the king of Israel, right? So that helps him in the negotiation, in the elections. And now, in terms of relations with Israel, I think Netanyahu felt that this is the backyard of the United States, and the United States can do at will what it wants. And clearly, his good relations with some of those who are close to Netanyahu, especially Ambassador Friedman, U.S. Ambassador to Israel, Greenblatt, his special envoy, as well as his son-in-law, Jared Kushner, all three of them are friends of Netanyahu, close to Netanyahu, and they are Trump's lieutenants. And clearly that has bridged Israeli desire with American desire and created a commonality. It strengthened Netanyahu in Israel, and it strengthens Trump in the United States. Well, the Palestinians have tried to bring the United Nations on board, try to get as much international support for the Palestinian state as possible. And in fact, they succeeded in getting more than 2/3 of the General Assembly of the United Nations to support an independent Palestinian state within the 1967 borders. They've also tried to build bridges with some Arab countries, and they tried to create an environment in Palestine that is in total opposition to any normalization with the Israeli occupation, normalization with the Israeli annexation. And in fact, they severed relations with the Trump administration at a quite heavy cost to the Palestinian Authority, that lost American support, lost American financial support, and lost all sorts of other support that it basically enjoyed in the past. Today, it says it wants to sever security relations with Israel. To some degree, it has. I think it hasn't gone all the way, simply because it knows if it did, then that means tension and conflict with Israel that I'm not sure the present Palestinian National Authority is ready for.